Hi, Damien here for Automotive Superstore again, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to build your own ported subwoofer enclosure, which is what you're going to have to do if you buy a raw subwoofer just like this one here from our website. This particular design, once I'd mapped it out, I was able to take that to the local Bunnings hardware store and use their in-house wood cutting service. They charge $1 per cut. There were 8 cuts in total for them to do, and that saved making a mess in my garage, and it'll save a mess in your garage as well. So what I did is I mapped it out for the use of 2 separate sheets of 16mm thick MDF. One is 1800 by 600, and that 600 is that width here. And so that already predetermines how wide the enclosure is and keeps all the cuts nice and simple for your Bunnings guy. That gave us the front, rear, top and bottom, because they're all the ones that the lengths that are the full length of the enclosure at 600. Then I had a 450 by 1200 sheet of 16mm MDF that I sliced 150mm of width off to bring it down to 300 to give us the ideal height. And that gave us the left, right and port. That's the map there, but I'll show you that a bit later on and you'll be able to download those plans. They're also available online to have a look at. You'll also need to go shopping, obviously, so jump online and grab yourself a woofer like I did. This is a Selwyn Vega XED. As I said, it's an entry-level driver that's good for anywhere between 150 and 250 watts RMS of input power. I also grabbed a terminal cup. This is from AirPro. It's the AP764. Some speaker wire to connect it all up. That's also from AirPro, AP940/7. And then some carpet, because I'm going to show you how to trim as well. It's actually easier than you think. This is from AirPro. This one roll will do this enclosure. I've already mapped that out. It's going to work just fine. It comes in a black charcoal grey, a blue and a red tinged colors. This is just the charcoal color, which is a CACH1. So here are all the pieces of wood that I got from Bunnings, all pre-cut via that plan. I haven't glued or screwed these together yet. They're just sitting loose, just for me to check that they're all the right length and they're all sitting right. The benefit of having them cut is you get this height, this 300mm from this point to this point, equal across all the sheets, and then it just goes together nice and easily. Tools you're going to need, of course, a jigsaw to cut out your circular hole for your subwoofer and for the terminal cup. You're going to need a cordless drill, because screwing the screws in by hand is no fun, believe you me. Also, we're going to be pilot drilling all of those screw holes. So some drill bits, some wood screws. These are 30mm deep wood screws so that I'm biting nice and deep into the panel that I'm screwing through. Don't use a 20mm screw on a 16mm sheet of MDF, for example, because you've only got 4mm of bite and that's no good. We'll be using liquid nails. Really, I use this for sealing the inside edges of the enclosure as well, more so than bonding the panels together. Some quick grip. You can use the stuff in the jar that you paint on with a brush. It goes a lot further for the same sort of money, but you tend to go through a lot of paint brushes that way, because once you've used one, they're completely destroyed. A big can of the aerosol style is enough to do an enclosure of this size anyway. So the pilot holes for this particular panel, or the top and bottom panels in particular, the screw doesn't actually screw into this panel, it screws through this panel into the one below. So these holes, the screw can go all the way through. You don't need to worry about it biting into this material. So once you've finished the pilot holes in a particular panel, go ahead and grab a larger bit and just go around and just by hand ream out just the top of the hole. And this gives your countersunk screw something to countersink into. I'm also going to grab a small bit, like a 2mm, and where each of these pilot holes are into the wood panel it's going to meet them, I'm going to drill a pilot hole into those to help the screw bite in. You don't need to do that, but what happens is if you just screw the screw straight in, it pulls all the material out and creates a sort of little ball between the panels to stop the panels from butting up neatly next to each other. So if you pilot drill, it's a much neater fit. So here's the end panel. You can see I'm going to recess this in by, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 millimeters, up to you, but just a small recess in there, and that's going to make trimming a lot easier. So all of our sides and our bottom are all now finished and screwed together. We're just waiting to put the top on, but now is the point at which I grab the old Max Bond, liquid nails, Maxi nails, whatever you want to call it, and I put a bead around every inside edge, and that seals the box and also gives it strength. So you can see there on the inside edges, everywhere is a nice thick layer of glue. So a quick test fit of the woofer in the hole. Sometimes you need to trim it a little bit further. That's a nice tight fit there, very nice. And our terminal cup, that will go like so. And we coat both the face of the wood and the actual back of the trim itself. And while we wait for that to tack up, we might as well do this one. That just leaves this face. So, fold that one over. So to do the ends, we spray glue along this raised edge, and we get the back of the carpet also, all the way around. And what we do, very carefully, I'll show you on this one, you pick a corner, look at where the corner is, grab our shears and we slice just above the corner, like so. And that gives us a corner to tuck over. So we're going to fold it down and then into that recess that we used, or we built into this box. Your sharp knife, not a box cutter, a proper knife. And we're slicing down into that edge. So it's tucked around like that. So with the glue we have left, and just work it into the corner, like so. Just push it in, move your finger along the edge. Just like that, all done. We'll just cut out our hole. So just attaching the speaker wire to the terminal cup. Just some connectors are fine for this. Let's give it a listen. Start with the subwoofer off. Typical. Sounds okay, but no bass. Let's add some bass. Like magic. Everything sounds way better with a subwoofer. Alright. That's great. Hertz. I'm pretty damn happy with that, I gotta tell you. Alright, well let's wrap this up and I'll show you on the computer how the design actually works and what the cost was for the whole project. Now that the box is built and all done and it sounds good, let's have a look at the plans. So this is a printout of the plan you'll see on our website. It shows you the dimensions all on there and the number of panels you've got to cut out. If you want to do it yourself, that's all you need. If you want to take this to your local hardware store or your Bunnings wood cutting service and have them do it for you, these are the specific pieces of wood you'll need. 16mm MDF in an 1800 by 600 sheet and a 900 by 450 sheet. The large sheet you'll cut at 300, 300, 330 and 330, giving you front, rear, top and bottom panels. The other sheet, we bring it down to 300 by cutting the bottom edge off. And we cut it 298, 232 and 537, giving us our left, right and our port panels. It really is that simple. Here's our subwoofer. It was on sale for $129 right now. That's a really, really good result for an entry-level subwoofer at $129. Wow, it sounds amazing for that price. AirPro terminal cup, $18.99, some speaker wire, $14.99, and the carpet, $24.50. So an overall budget at retail price about $243 off. Actually, at the go price at the moment, decent margin under $200 total for the parts from Automotive Superstore. So again, great base for a low price. For your materials at the hardware store, about 90 bucks. And that compares really well to a prefab enclosure. And honestly, that's going to sound a lot better and it's going to fit in a lot more cars than any prefab enclosure will. And there's a lot of reward. Actually, I've built dozens and dozens of enclosures over the decades, and every single time, plug it in the car, the first time you turn it on, you get that big bass hit. It sounds great and you feel really, really good. It's a really rewarding thing to do. So don't be shy. Get down in the workshop and start building. Build your first enclosure if you've never built one before. It's great fun. I highly recommend it. While you're here, jump down and have a look below at some of the links for all the products we used in this DIY. You might also find some more DIYs on our site that I'll do about amplifiers and speakers and head units and such. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe as well, please. And I'll see you on the next one.